Hi Pisces, welcome into your reading. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay guys, let's see what's going on here for I was about to say February, April. And what we got going on in the sky is something called look at this. What we got going on in the sky is called a Aries stellium. What is that? Aries in the sky decided to throw a party and invited 6 other planets plus Chiron. Now, why is that significant? Because this marks an era of a new beginning, a new dawn, a new day for the whole collective. It really doesn't matter what your sign is. Maybe more for Aries, it's going to be incredibly intense for them, but for everybody else, it's about new beginnings. All right, so let's see what's going on. Because by now, Pisces, you should have had a lot of things fall away from your life. Things that were like hanging on by, a sheer thread. Others of you were clinging on to old relationships that no longer resonated with you. Illusions, ideas, practices, mindsets, gone. All right, so let's see what the situation is mid-April for my Pisces. And this is not only your rebirth era, Pisces, but this is, I don't want to say it's your villain era, but it's the I don't give a shit anymore era. Let's see what the situation holds for Pisces. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I don't care what anybody says thereafter. A lot of you guys are dealing with a lover. Now, I'm going to make this sound practical in the sense of love and work, okay? So those of you who are discerning adults, please apply in your life. Lovers, Gemini card here, Sagittarius card there, the world, that's an end of a chapter here. That's an end of the road. Lovers, not your spouse. They're not your husband. They're not your wife. They're not your best friend either. All right. This could be your business partner, but they're not even like the type of partner that you care to be doing business with, but you need them and they need you. It means that you probably have traits or skills that they don't have that you do, and vice versa. If this is a love interest, Spirit made you two meet for a purpose, for a reason. Friends could be lovers. They're called frenemies. There's something about them that you get on each other's nerves, but you need each other. That is the vibe of lovers. Despite your odds, do you still choose one another? What do you do? We'll see when we clarify, but I see that it's end of the road. There we are. And now you're thinking critically about them because you're saying to yourself, well, do I want this lover? Do I want this person as a friend? Do I want this business person? Do I want this XYZ that's happening in my life? So you've lifted the sword. You will either communicate with this individual or you will use the sword to slice and dice. Don't get me wrong, you are a little hesitant in the sense of not really hesitating to do this, but more like protective of yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. What's coming in towards my Pisces, please? This mid portion of April. Make no mistake, the planets doing this in the sky, they're absolutely feral up there because Aries is quite an aggressive sign. It's the god of war. And it's pretty hostile. But there are some planets up there that are kind of buffering all of this too. Pisces, you guys are meant to be lucky in regards to this because you basically handed off Neptune to them, to Aries. All right, so there's no more illusions. There's no more confusion. There's no more, oh, I don't know, none of that. Things are crystal clear for you, okay? 10 of Cups in reverse. This is you breaking up with somebody. Why? Probably because you're realizing your worth and your value. This is an end of a road. All right, this is a relationship done, kaput. This type of relationship is basically colleagues, co-workers, people you work with, people you deal with, love interests, couple, anybody. It used to be nice. It used to be happy. It's not anymore. It's coming crashing down and collecting this week. Okay? But what I do find lovely behind this card for you, Pisces, is that something else is developing. Something else in your life is upgrading. It's kind of like, you're taking out a weed from the garden, right? And this beautiful rose is growing right under it. And you're like, wow, look at that. All I had to do was just remove the weeds. All right? Now, let's see what the surprises of the week for my Pisces, please. The Ten of Swords is here. Ten of Swords, ending, betrayal. Perhaps there's something here where, hold on one second. This ending, this betrayal, I mean, it's almost like it's kind of sharp. It's cut like a knife. It's like you weren't even really expecting this. This Ten of Swords. Whether you're doing it or it's being done to you. Perhaps a little bit of both. There's something here at the bottom of the deck showing me something was casual. Something was flaky, flighty. Someone was flaky or flighty. They were coming in and having fun and leaving. They were being irresponsible. They were being casual and non-committal. All right? We'll see some more. But this Ten of Swords is... It belongs in the zone of, you know, you had this great relationship, or at least you thought it was. What happened? What is the advice here for Pisces, please? The Seven of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of confusion here. A lot of concerns in the sense of the not knowing what to do here is what's holding you back. The confusion of where to invest and who to invest in, right? But in your advice, it's like you really need to get clear-headed right now, Pisces. You got to clear your space, your energy, whatever it is for you, because there's a lot of confusion, right? Like, who's the right fit? What's the best fit? You could also be dealing with somebody who's a little nutty or deluded. I do see somebody here of authority at the bottom of the deck. A lot of Aries energy. I do see also a new solid start, some kind of new offer that's coming in, or a new golden opportunity of sorts. All right, let's see what the outcome of the week is. What is the outcome of the week, please, here for Pisces? The Page of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess. This is your card, by the way. You know that intuition you got, that God-given intuition, use it. All right, because you guys are one of the most intuitive signs in the whole zodiac wheel. That is why the High Priestess is also a Pisces card. Now, moreover, this is just telling me you're not even talking to somebody here, or you're not talking about the thing, right? I don't know if you just don't even care anymore, to the point of like you're not interested in even getting any more information. You're not even sussing out anything or looking or bothering to feed the information. Something is wrong there in the sense of it turning into some sort of toxic cycle. You got to nip that in the bud, Pisces. You really do. Because I see the devil at the bottom of the deck. This is fear-based. This is insecurity. This is someone narcissistic, someone who's toxic, creating a toxic cycle, repeating a pattern. All of these things. This energy here is like, hear no evil, see no evil. I don't want to know. Don't talk to me. Blah, blah, blah. No. Because I believe you're very focused, Pisces, in what looks right, what feels right is right. So you're kind of just like, okay, now go away. All right, let's start clarifying and see what's going on here for you guys. What is the Lover? Please. What is the Lover? Clarify the Lover. Well, there is somebody here that was married or is perhaps married while you had a lover. Or it can be vice versa. They were married and made you a lover. You're still staying. This is definitely showing me a lover. I mean, I really don't want to hear it, guys, because last time there was 2 Pisces people yelling at me like, we're not lovers. How can you make Pisces? That's not a sign thing. That is just a person thing to be a lover. All right. But when you have the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, this very much speaks to somebody who's having an affair outside of a marriage, whether it's you or them, and they made you the third party, okay? Because you're definitely a third party being the Queen of Wands. Now, if this is business related or work related or family related, you're like monkey in the middle. You need somebody, but you can't. You might not want to deal with them, but you need them, and vice versa. They need you too, right? You just want to mentally disengage and leave. This is drama, chaos, nuttiness, and you don't want any part of it. You just want to stay focused, remain focused on your path and your agenda. Or you had an idea of what you were going to do with this lover, but maybe it started falling apart. Maybe you started questioning it. You perhaps started getting torn. What's the Ten of Cups in reverse? This is something you definitely were not expecting, because you don't go from like super happy relationship to like non-existent in the next. Something definitely happened to you. What's the Ten of Cups in reverse, please? Interesting. The Knight. Well, this is very interesting. All right, so whoever you broke up with, whether this is like colleagues, coworkers, business related, family, partner, somebody you were in love with that you thought they were in love with you too, you're having a heart-to-heart conversation with said individual, and you're trying to work something out with them. You're trying to collaborate. Others of you, this could be about your third-party person. All right, and it is, maybe you had something casual going, or maybe you had this person who wasn't really committing, who wasn't being really responsible, honestly. It's like using and dumping and leaving. What's the Ten of Swords? But I think you're doing your best to maybe collaborate or work with this person. This Ten of Swords, please. If you had a passionate new beginning here with a person, or a new project, or something that was very exciting, something fell apart. And if it didn't yet, it is. So prepare yourself. So this is like a betrayal from this new thing. I don't think you expected this, or you will expect this to happen to you. The Fool is telling me that you will take a risk though and leave, because you got this, Pisces. You know in your head you're gonna land on your feet no matter what. You're a cat with like 100 lives. You're good to go. All right, the Fool. I think you're gonna realize that something was toxic for you anyway, and in just like no matter of time, you're gonna realize, oh my God, maybe this was a blessing in disguise. You know that saying they say, oh, everything happens for a reason. No, not this week. This week is canceling shit out that no longer serve you. It's not meant for you anymore. You're on to new things. It's like the universe is making space for you, Pisces, to put on your plate for a new life. So you're getting adjusted for that new life. There are probably tweaks that needed to happen to you, some minor challenges that needed to force you to reinforce your backbone for what's coming in. All right, that's what's happening to you. Okay, so this confusion here, thank God, Neptune, yes, they're your ruling planet, but it's a good thing they left now and they went over to Aries. So the confusion could kind of like lift this. You're getting some of the remnants of the fog there, but it's going to leave. That shit was there for 14 years. So it conditioned you for 14 years. Now there's a new version of you. And now that it's gone into Aries, which, by the way, rules the first house. The house is about self-identity, us, who we are, what we want, what we think, what we like, what resonates with us. Is it selfish? Yeah, but it's meant to be. It's fine. Because it's not just you, it's the whole collective. You, in general, you are one of those signs who thinks about everybody else. So it's not going to hit you as hard as it is the others. Why am I telling you this stuff? Because I think you're just kind of like, Spirit's like, just let it go. Don't even bother arguing. Don't bother challenging. Don't fight back. Don't push this away. Because the roadblocks, by you just letting shit happen, will unfold for you. Just keep your eyes peeled. Watch what they say. Watch what they do. And you will know. You don't have to do anything. You just sit there and be like, I'm watching them self-sabotage themselves right before my eyes. I can't even believe this. and you won't be so confused. All right, you definitely do need to make a decision. You're pretty wise to begin with, so just take that time out or time back and just make that wise choice for yourselves. The Page of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess. The Hangman. Okay. Whoever you're not talking to or whatnot, you're not even bothered to get any information on the person or the situation. You're just kind of like, you put them on a shelf and you left them there. And you said, all right, I'll deal with it later. But it's keeping you stuck. All right, the Hangman. You got to deal with whatever this is. But here's the good news, Pisces. You are thinking of this with the right point of view. You are thinking of this with the right perspective, because now you're at the point where you've taken a step back and you're able and capable of telling yourselves, you know what? I did pretty well for myself. I built all of that over there and I built this whole entire garden. There's no reason I can't take a seed from here and plant it over there. It's like you opened a pizzeria. It did great. It's okay. Now you can leave that and make another pizzeria. It doesn't mean that you have to lose it all. Some experience, and you know what? And maybe the neighborhood went bad, so you got to close that pizza shop and open another in another neighborhood, or start over. That's okay. You did it there, you could do it there. You do one relationship here, you could do another relationship there. All is well. All right, let's see what we're going to talk about for love with Pisces, please. Engagement. You're engaging here with somebody. We'll see in the extended what it's talking about. This is for love only. Either you are getting engaged with someone, like you're leveling up in a relationship, or you met somebody new and you guys are just embracing each other and engaging each other. Now, what is the one vice that Pisces, guys, take this with a grain of salt. I'm not calling you out. This is meant to be a tool. It's meant to be funny. Please don't take it so seriously. But what is the one vice that Pisces needs to look at and stop doing? We all have a shadow side, Pisces. Trust me, I pull this every day. I'm like, what stupid thing am I doing now that I need to target and fix? Crying over situations. Oh my God, this is such a Pisces card. It's complicated. Okay, crying over situations, emotional investment and rejection. The last time they saw your text message was 2 days ago because you emotionally invested yourself. You send that text message and forget that you send it. Okay? Don't even stress. Don't even worry. If they really need your attention, they're going to get it. Okay? So if you're getting mixed signals, clarify. If they're still giving you mixed signals after the fact, not good enough. We're going to start looking at stuff more black and white. All right? Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Everyone else, I'll see you over at the extended.